sorcery is this?
I don't know, bro.
What am I, the Black Houdini? How was I able to pull off the impossible and attain not one, not two, not three, but 6 government issue IDs?
Democrats say voter ID hurts Black Americans. Wesley Hunt pulled out 6 government IDs, and then he asked if he was the Black Houdini.
I'm here to talk about the left's soft bigotry of low expectations. Because it's the Democrat Party, not the Republican Party, that thinks so little of Black America as a people of color that they make the case that being Black in America means we can't obtain a government ID to vote. And that's not only a ridiculous assertion, it's demeaning and it's insulting. When it comes down to it, many of my colleagues on the left like to pretend that we're still living in the 1950s. Well, we're not. I've got some good news for you. It's 2024, and I know what year it is because I've been Black for just over 40 years. And I'm also the son of a retired lieutenant colonel who grew up in the segregated South. You see, my parents grew up in a Jim Crow South in the 50s and 60s in New Orleans, Louisiana. Their next generation, my parents had 3 kids. My sister, brother, and I all went to West Point, all 3 of us. We all served our country in combat. And I sit before you today as a sitting United States congressman in a district in a suburb of Houston, Texas, that's a white majority district, that President Trump would have won by 25 points, and I won by almost 30 points. And that doesn't happen unless we've made some incredible progress in this great nation.
Absolutely,
Now,
guys.
my colleagues on the left like to say that common sense voting laws, including requiring a government-issued ID, are racist, discriminatory, and burdensome. Do you know what my father had back in the 40s and 50s before it was even cool?
No.
A government-issued ID. And continuing in his footsteps, I too have multiple government-issued IDs. And while that might be shocking to many people in this country, people may ask, how's that happen?
It shouldn't be, though.
It's very simple.
Shouldn't be.
It's personal responsibility for all Americans in this country, regardless of what you look like. Sitting with me today is my global entry card, my military ID card,
got it,
my Texas driver's license, my Texas license to carry, because that's how we roll in Texas.
Absolutely.
My congressional card, and of course, the good old-fashioned American passport. What sorcery is this?
I don't know, bro.
What am I, the Black Houdini? How was I able to pull off the impossible and attain not one, not two, not three, but 6 government issue IDs? Personal responsibility in this country. I fought for this country as an Apache helicopter pilot to protect free and fair elections, and having a government-issued ID isn't racist, it's American. You need to have an ID to drive a car, to check into the airport, open a bank account. You need an ID for basically everything to be a responsible adult in this country, except for voting, apparently, according to the left. Black America does not need well-meaning liberals putting their arms around us and telling us how we should go to the polls. In fact, if you look at recent headlines and polls, you will find that Black men specifically in this country are more fired up than ever to participate in the next presidential election. And I think I know why, and I'm really looking forward to these results. For the record, in the 2022 midterms in Georgia, it proved that election integrity and ballot accessibility can be achieved hand in hand. After the 2020 election, Georgia passed a voter election integrity law, and subsequently, the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against the state of Georgia alleging that the Georgia law is discriminatory and aims to restrict citizens from voting. President Biden even called this law, and I quote, Jim Crow 2.0.
Guys, they love that term. They love it.
In my humble opinion, referencing Jim Crow for common sense election integrity laws is offensive to those who actually experienced Jim Crow, like my parents and their parents before them. In fact, the law wasn't discriminatory at all, because in the 2022 midterms, Georgia voters shattered voter turnout records across the state. And despite that record-breaking turnout in Georgia, the DOJ lawsuit is still pending. I suspect that it's because that record-breaking turnout resulted in a Republican governor being elected in Georgia, but I digress. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, which I tend to do. I have a lot of respect for John Lewis, but the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act is not about protecting voting rights. It's about solidifying Democrat power nationally. It's about federal control over state and local elections, which, by the way, is unconstitutional. It's about diminishing the security of our elections. And voter integrity laws aren't discriminatory. They are required for a functioning constitutional republic.
That's the
I'm going to tell you today, I categorically reject the soft bigotry of low expectations. Black Americans and people of color are proud. We expect more of ourselves. That's what Black excellence really means to me. And above all else, we don't need a new solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Let me be clear. Making it to the polls to vote in person with an ID in this country today is a very low bar, extremely low bar. We can do it, white people can do it, Black people can do it, Americans can do it. And we should all want that for free and fair elections. If you want to be on the right side of history, you should reject the Democrats' Party's attempt to wind the clock back 70 years. Because I'm sitting right here in front of you, and I'm here to tell you we've come a long way. Let's continue this progress. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, sir, for having me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as I sit right here, like not even prepared for what I'm about to encounter. Generally, I come in here and everything is kind of already set up for me to start recording. I have no idea what I'm going to encounter here. And I can definitely tell you this right now, just sitting right here without even like digging deep here. Let's see, Georgia driver's license here. Georgia weapons carry license here. All right, I have my federal firearms license. What else do I have here? I also have my my passport card here. Like I don't understand what do you mean by, voter IDs. Like to have an ID is like legitimately racist here. I'm sorry here for something as important as the United States of America and basically voting to elect someone that is going to kind of move the United States of America in the direction that the masses want here. I am not sure that entering into a polling booth and being asked for your ID is such a crazy thing. All right. Like, understand here. Like, does that person drive? All right. Like, does that person have they ever had a job? You get what I mean here, guys? Because you can't really survive in the United States of America these days here, unless you are some type of like trust fund beneficiary of some sorts here. You've had a job before, right? Like, you have an ID. Right, you have credit score, all of the things that basically kind of define a modern American. And to say that Black Americans are so low on the totem pole in the United States of America that they do not have any type of ID is just disrespectful. So when he's basically saying that the lowest expectations are basically, delivered onto Black Americans is absolute, guys, that's crazy. I'm Black American. I don't understand. And this is generally why I'm like, listen, the people who basically feed you what you want to hear are generally the ones that you should not be trusting. Guys, I've said since the beginning of this channel, when I started this channel, like in 2019, understand this here, I've always said the same thing. I really do not want you to agree with me. Right? Not fully. I don't want you to be like, but I like this guy because he says all the things that I say. I hope not. Right? Don't do that. Right? I don't want to be your bias confirmation, if that makes any sense here. What I would like to be is someone that has the ability to say, hold on, I didn't look at that point. Maybe that point right there is interesting. I don't agree with that one, but that one right there, hold on. It made me think a little bit, bro, right? Like that's kind of my energy. I don't want you just to blindly agree. Please don't do that. I don't like sheep. Don't do that. If you're a sheep, don't be a sheep, right? Find something you hate about me out loud and yell at me in the comments so I can kind of give a rebuttal to why I said what I said. I don't know. Just don't be a yes man. Never do that. Guys, but just to finalize this here, if you find yourself in a situation where every single thing around you basically just confirms exactly what you believed the whole time, that means you're not being challenged. And the idea of not being challenged in this society, yeah, it coddles you. It makes you feel good. Sure, great, right? But how is that making you better tomorrow? It's not. It's not at all, right? It's just coddling you. Right? And it's the same thing that I think I personally make fun of Democrats for, right? Because it's like you're hearing all the things you want to hear. Hey, listen, please join my party, vote for me. I'll take all the accountability away from your actions. Guys, I hate that, bro. Right? What do you mean by that? You did the thing, you're going to be held accountable. I don't care all of the things that happened up to that moment. None of the stuff matters. Every single person has the ability to decide what is right or wrong here. Yes, there are some outside influences that definitely have the ability to kind of, create the situation, if that makes any sense here. But again, you are responsible for the action that you're basically doing, period. All right. Personal responsibility. Understand that you are responsible for what you're doing here, and do not just side with a group of people because they tell you all the things that you want to hear, bro. That's absolutely, that's the worst situation to ever be in. My personal opinion here, guys. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. But in the meantime, guys, I'll go and catch you in the next one.